4th and 6th Streets in downtown Minneapolis. We welcome you inside spacious U.S. Bank Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cleveland Browns and the Minnesota Vikings. It's 3-0 versus 2-1, a good early season battle as we're underway in Week 4. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. First carry now for Dalvin Cook. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
Give to Cook out of the gun. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Throwing now, Burrow on first down. Looking for his tight end runoff, and it's intercepted. They're going to get there and pick it, and they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions, can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Escaping the pressure right. Airs it out toward the corner of the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
That one brought back a few nightmares, because when a quarterback gets outside of the pocket, your job as a defensive back, make sure you stay as deep as the deepest receiver and not let anyone leak behind you for a big play. A nice job.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no...
And got his man complete. The 20, 10, touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead.
Joseph on for the extra point.
One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Now a hit and a loose football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they are going to bring this one back. It's a final return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 14-0. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Oh, my goodness. I thought he'd peel off. Instead, he makes the fair catch at the 2-yard line.
Instead 10 at their own 2-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last night. I don't know if he made it out of the end zone. No signal. Yes, it's a safety. And Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play.
This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 11 yards there, 1st down. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And now they will throw it with Burrow. This one brought in by Jefferson. They just fall short down at the 1-yard line. It's a big one there for the Vikings. And even 50 yards. And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. They'll run for it with Cook. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Now, first quarter, and this lead is already getting into dangerous territory. They better be careful on the other sideline.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a basketball game where one team is pressing and that team can't get the ball over half court. I mean, it's stealing it and scoring it, layups, the whole deal. That's what it feels like right now. They are all over them.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he returns this to the 22.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Mayfield. Caught left side. It's Beckham. And all the way down inside the 25 before he gets out of bounds. A huge play there on the screen pass. 55 yards.
Browns.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Working out of the gun. Mayfield. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line.
Ball carrier.
Denzel Ward, the number 4 pick in the 2018 draft, making the tackle from his corner spot.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. The Browns drive about to get started. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, Mayfield. That was sailed a bit, but the catch is still made.
Complete.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4.
Mayfield hands it off to Chubb, and he's going to be stopped just short of the first down marker at the Vikings' 13-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
And the Browns
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. They set up the screen to Chubb. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. They'll give it to Chubb. Into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Browns get a score closer. No success on 1st down. He couldn't get any yardage. They give it to him again, and he finds the end zone.
Sometimes it just has to be persistence, doesn't it? And you know who else helps with that? Offensive line. After a team's been stuffed, the last thing they want to do is go to a different play call. They want to come back and do it again and show that they can dominate the line of scrimmage.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will be cut down to 14.
Browns 9.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken in the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get. And it's just so strange to see that go up on the board. And then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
So, boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. 2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter. On 1st down, Cook. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. On the carry, it's Cook. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Cook. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow, eluding the pressure right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there, and it's 3rd down.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Oh, they may have gotten lucky. Tried to dump it off underneath on the check down. Nearly picked. Instead, it's incomplete.
Results.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And that'll push the lead up to 17. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8.
Odell Beckham.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
3 scores down, not even at halftime yet. They're not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Mayfield and this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And Mayfield lost the football. Offensively lucky there, able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 30, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this 1st half. From midfield now, Burrow going for Jefferson downfield and nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
An incomplete, crisis averted, almost picked. Instead, 2nd down.
It leads to...
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet, so they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Now the Browns will use the 1st of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the 1st half of play. In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Here's is Mayfield. Flushed out right. This Minnesota D up to the task on the third down pass play.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Touchdown.
Will Fuller. As the first half is winding down. And the Browns make some inroads here on that deficit. Sam Sloman for the PAT. And the lead is trimmed down to 10.
Makes the score Vikings 26, Browns 16.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fielded in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. One play has them up past the 40 already and another 1st and 10. Burrow will throw. Steps away to his left. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Cook. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Browns drive about to get started. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys are tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Now a throw here on 2nd down, and that's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. And some room to work. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns are back within a score.
So that's going to be a nice one for the passing stats, and that's how it will go down in the stat sheet. But the success of that play, no doubt, all thanks to the talents of the wideout.
Oh, he was definitely the recipient of good blocking as well, especially at the line of scrimmage. And once he got around the corner, you got the sense that no one was going to get him. Really nice ball handling, too, in order to get it to him.
return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. Now a throw over the middle, and he's got it to start the drive. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
36-yard line.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Down at the 39-yard line.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Complete.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
3rd and 2, now Burrow. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll run for it. Cook. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep. This is caught inside the 15. And they will finally catch him, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ballgame.
And a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap. He locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Back to the ground, Cook. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. And they'll hand the football to deep in their own territory as he's brought down at the 5. So, my goodness, I wouldn't have thought this possible not too long ago, but that turnover there means we have a game again.
Yeah, it's been a completely different team here in the second half. I just wonder on the other side of the field, where the starters telling the backups, get ready, you're going to get some playing time. And now guess what? Hope they didn't cut the tape off of their wrists and ankles. They've got to go back out there and play. And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they give up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on 1st down. That's what they talk about us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
And it's 3rd down.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. Mayfield to throw it. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down.
3rd and 4 is always a tough call. Maybe a little too long to run for it, but not too long to hit him on the quick slant. And that was well executed. Found the window and zipped it right in there.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Mayfield to throw it this time. They'll let it go deep for Beckham. And it's caught inside the 35. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Browns have taken the lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the 2nd half. They'll need to change that here. Big Andrew Billings there on the stop.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Escaping the pressure right. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield, because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. As he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. Burrow once again here on 2nd and 10. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. To the air again, Burrow. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. Another important 4th quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Chubb with a first down carry as he'll get about 3 out of it. Make it 2nd and 7 coming up. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
For Nick Chubb. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
The Browns on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. The first throw for the backup Griffin. Dancing to his left. He can run for it, and he will. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first. So there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time, and that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll run with Chubb. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
10-yard line.
They'll try to throw here. Mayfield flushed out right. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on an interesting decision here on 4th and goal. They'll try and throw for it with Griffin. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track? And this is intercepted, and that should do it. The 22, and he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Taken in the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
that's all that's left, because victory...
He's got a man complete. Past the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. Joseph on for the extra point. And that one makes this an 11-point deficit now.
Makes the score Browns 44, Vikings 33.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
Their own 23-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line.
He was brought
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 28-yard line.
And again, it's Chubb. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. This offense 2 for 2 converting on these thus far, so why not try again here on 4th down? They'll go for it. Running for it. Here's Chubb. They find some open field here. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. To throw, Mayfield. He'll get this one to Patrick. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They give to Chubb out of the gun. He's got the first down and more. Now look at this. Big gain. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he's able to bring it out 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line.
Well, I'm guessing that on the sidelines there might be a few words said about that mistake there, but I don't think it's going to hurt them in the long run. They're still going to get out of here with a win.
Yeah, they got the two-score cushion, but you know what coaches say, Charles? Finish strong.
Finish the game out the way it's supposed to be played. In fact, coaches might be secretly happy. It gives them a chance to do a little extra coaching next week.
Today's final score, Browns 44.
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Cleveland, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they will head home next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against the Chicago Bears. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.